Today, we're exploring one of the most infamous maritime disasters in history, the sinking of the RMS Titanic. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WisdomEck. Here, we share fascinating facts and knowledge. On April 10, 1912, the RMS Titanic, the largest ship afloat at the time, set sail on her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. Considered unsinkable, the Titanic was a marvel of modern engineering, 882 feet long, 175 feet high, and weighing over 46,000 tons. On board were over 2,200 passengers and crew, including some of the wealthiest people in the world. Little did they know, their dream voyage would soon become a nightmare. As the Titanic steamed full speed ahead through the frigid North Atlantic, she received multiple warnings of icebergs in the area from other ships. But the arrogant Captain Smith dismissed the warnings, pressing on through the night at 22 knots. At 11:40 p.m. on April 14, lookouts Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee spotted a massive iceberg dead ahead. They rang the warning bell and telephoned the bridge, but it was too late. The Titanic turned hard to port, but the massive berg scraped and buckled her starboard side. The gash was over 300 feet long, flooding multiple compartments. Panic began to set in as the crew realized the Titanic was doomed. The ship could only stay afloat with 4 flooded compartments, but now 5 were filling with water. Captain Smith ordered the lifeboats uncovered and women and children to the boats first. But there were only enough lifeboats for about half the people on board. As the Titanic began to list to starboard, the band bravely played on. Passengers were ushered into the lifeboats, but many refused to get in, believing the ship would not sink. First-class passenger Dr. Washington Dodge and his family boarded Lifeboat 3 on the starboard side. But on the port side, the scene was chaotic as passengers fought for the limited spaces. At 2:05 a.m., the Titanic broke in two, the bow plunging under first. The stern rose high into the air as the ship sank, the screws spinning out of the water. Hundreds were thrown into the freezing 28-degree water, their cries of agony echoing across the still sea. The Titanic disappeared beneath the waves at 2:20 a.m., over 2 hours after striking the iceberg. Only 705 people survived the disaster, less than a third of those on board. The rest perished from hypothermia in the icy waters or were trapped inside the sinking ship. As dawn broke, the Cunard liner Carpathia arrived on the scene, rescuing the survivors from the lifeboats. The sinking of the Titanic was a tragedy of epic proportions that shocked the world. Investigations revealed a shocking lack of lifeboats, the arrogance of Captain Smith, and the cowardice of some crew members who saved themselves while women and children died. The disaster led to major reforms in maritime safety, including the establishment of the International Ice Patrol. But for the over 1,500 who perished that fateful night, the Titanic remains frozen in time as a monument to human folly and the awesome power of nature. Their memory lives on in the countless books, films and documentaries that have immortalized the Titanic's tragic maiden voyage. Thank you for watching and joining us in remembering this somber piece of history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that shape our world.